you're still up. How are you feeling? Still a bit under the weather? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But I knew you weren't feeling so good, so I brought you a couple things that I think might help you feel a bit better. So, actually, before we start, I've got a blanket for you. And this is my favourite for when I'm not feeling so good, because it is so fluffy, like so soft. I find it really comforting, and more importantly, it's also pretty thin, so you're not going to get too hot or like sweaty in this. It won't get you overheated. You're just going to feel nice and cozy. So, do you mind if I put this over you? Good. Let me get you nice and tucked in. You feeling comfortable? Alright, good. Well, I also did make you some soup, so I've got that here. It's still quite hot, so I wouldn't eat it yet, but I just thought when I'm feeling sick, like soup is the classic sick food, isn't it? And it's always what I like best, just because, you don't want to cook when you're feeling ill, and I know it can feel sometimes like kind of a chore to have to eat like a heavy meal, but soup is normally pretty easy to handle. So, I've got you a nice big bowl. You definitely don't have to eat it all. Don't feel like you have to. Just eat what you can manage, just to give yourself some energy so you can get better. So, I'll leave that here for you. But, like I said, I'd give it a bit of time. It's still pretty hot, so let it cool down a little bit first. Okay. So, how are you feeling? Do you think you might be feverish, or is it... Do you mind if I feel? Just gonna... Oh. You do feel a bit warm, but... my mum always used to tell me when I was younger that you shouldn't actually use the back of your hand, because if your hands are cold, then you're gonna feel really warm in comparison. She used to do it with her head, like forward to forward as well. But you know what, I can do one better. I do have a thermometer somewhere. It's in my medicine bag, actually. Hang on. What did I do with that? There it is. So, do you mind if I actually check your temperature? So, this is my medical bag. So I keep all of my medicines and things for when I'm sick in here. So, let me open it up for you. Not very neat. So, well, I have Minion Band-Aids if you need them. Don't judge me. Kids' Band-Aids are cheaper, so I'll deal with a Minion. Oh, here we go. Oops. Here it is. So this is my thermometer, my trusty device. Let's get it out of the bag. And don't worry, it's clean. I wash it after I use it. So, I'm just going to put this little nozzle part in your ear. Not deep or anything, don't worry. And take your temperature. That's okay. Yep. Alright, well, I'll start with this ear. Okay, now this one. Alright. Well, you're sort of on the in-between line. So, good news, you don't have a full-blown fever. We like to hear that. But you are a little bit too warm, so I'd like to combat that now, if you don't mind. So I actually did prepare for this scenario, and I've got a cold washcloth for you. So I ran this under ice water, so it should be really nice and cold on your warm head. And just, it's not dripping, it's just like damp, okay? So it won't be running down your face or anything like that. So, do you mind if I just lay this over your forehead? No? Great. I'm just gonna position that there. Okay. Does that feel alright? It does? Good. Well, I'm hoping that will help you feel a bit more at rest and calm. But you're doing really well. I hope you know that you shouldn't feel guilty about taking any time off right now. You just need it to rest. So put all your energy into feeling better and letting your body rest. Okay. And while you're resting, do you want a cup of tea? Yeah? I always drink way more tea when I'm feeling sick, even though I'm not sure it actually does anything. But I did bring you my favourite mug. And this one is my favourite, not only because it's cute as hell and it has little legs, but because it's huge. Like, you're gonna fit a lot in here. So I put in an Earl Grey tea bag. I hope Earl Grey is alright. It's one of my favourites, so I'm hoping it will be yours too. And let's just fill that up. So I boiled some water already. So, it already starts to smell good. And I'll put a little milk in if you want it. Okay. Perfect. And finally, I would normally put sugar in my tea, but since you're sick, I'm gonna swap it for honey. So, I've got my jar of honey, and I feel like it might be placebo effect, but I always feel like the honey is doing something for me when I'm unwell, like it's working to heal me. And I know that honey does have, is it antimicrobial or antibacterial? I think it's antibacterial. Manuka honey has antibacterial properties. So hopefully that might help you. So I'm going to use this in place of sugar. And it's crystallized, not runny, so I'm going to have to scoop a good bit out. Okay, there we go. And then let's just dissolve that in the mug. And I want to make sure that that's completely dissolved so you don't have any little honey crystals sitting at the bottom when you're drinking it. Okay, I think we got it. So you can let this brew as long as you want, depending on how strong you want it to be. But yeah, go ahead, take a sip. How does that feel? Better? Good. There we go. So, I hope that you're feeling a little bit more relaxed now, a bit at rest. Do you want any medicine, actually? Well, I've got my medicine bag out. Well, you know what? I'll leave you with a couple so that if you feel like you want to take them, they're there for you. So let's see, actually. Let's dig through the bag. Take those, some throat lozenges. You don't need those. That's just more lozenges. It's not heartburn, is it? So, not that one. Oh, that could be good. And then, don't I have any painkillers? I thought I did. Oh, that's what fell out earlier. So, just in case you want them, I'll leave you with some ibuprofen. Now these, let's see, it's normally 2 every 4 hours, right? Oh, here it is. 1 or 2 tablets with water with or after food, followed by 1 or 2 tablets every 4 hours, if necessary, 3 times a day. So have the soup first if you want these, and then, yeah, 2. So I'll leave those with you. And then in case you're having anything going on in your throat, you can either have one of these. These are just blackcurrant flavoured lozenges. I'm not the kind of psycho who's going to give you lemon. So these ones are antiseptic and they're numbing. So if you're feeling like you've got a sore throat, these will just sort of, like, you just suck on them and they'll numb your throat so that it's not so painful. I feel like you can take these a bit more often. Oh, no. 1 per 3 hours. So, 1 every 3 hours, if you need them. And finally, I've also got this. This is if you've got something going on in your throat as well. So this is medicated relief for mouth and throat infections. It's just a mouthwash, basically. So if you feel like you're getting a sore throat, or like your tonsils are acting up or something like that, give this a bit of a swirl around in your mouth, a bit of a gargle, and then spit it out. Don't swallow it. So you can give this a gargle and then use the lozenge to numb it if you want the full throat bacteria killing experience. Okay? So I'll leave that with you as well. Great. So hopefully it's everything you need to get rid of some of those symptoms and help you just have a nice chill time so you can relax while you get better. Okay. So I think how's this doing? It's getting a little warm, right? Let's take that off. Okay. Well, I'll flip it over for you, but actually, while it's off, do you want a little bit of like a head massage? I feel like it could help if you're feeling a bit, Like, honestly, even if you don't even have a headache, I feel like just like rubbing your temples is so soothing. So, would it help, do you think? Okay, yeah, I'll do it for you. Alright, so I think I'll start at your temples. Just with small circles. How was that? Do you feel a bit more relaxed? Good, I'm glad. Well, you know, anytime you feel like you'd like that, just call me back and I will do it again. Okay, so, how are you feeling? Do you need anything else? Is there anything I can get you? No? Not for now? Okay. Well, you know, if you ever think of something that you need, or that you'd like, or just want some company, feel free to give me a yell, and I'll be right over with it, alright? Okay, well, you're doing a really good job. I'm sorry that you're feeling so down, but I'm sure with a little bit of care and a bit of time to rest, you'll be feeling better in no time. So, what do you reckon? Should you get some sleep? Oh, you know what? I actually have one more thing for you. This is another one of my favourite things. This is a cooling mask. So, I had this in the freezer. So, these little, like, gel balls on the inside are really cold. And it feels really soothing. To wear it on your face. But yeah, so I really like this because I've got really like sensitive eyes. They love to get puffy or like irritated for no reason. So this thing is a lifesaver for me. And I also find it really nice when just, you know, if your eyes feel kind of tired or you've got a bit of a headache or you're starting to feel a migraine coming on or something like that. I love this thing. So, the back of it is like, it's really soft. It's some like plush material, so it won't irritate your eyes, but it's still really nice and cold. So, if you like, you could strap this on while you try and sleep. It also is a very effective sleep mask just because it blocks out all the light. but it gives you that really nice cooling sensation at the same time. Do you reckon you'd like to try it? Yeah. I think, like, even if your headache isn't particularly bad or anything, it just feels really refreshing, so it's quite nice. So, I'll leave that with you. And hopefully you're going to be able to get a nice little bit of sleep or just some rest. You really can't sleep enough when you're trying to get better, so go ahead and give it a shot. I'll be right here if you need anything. Okay. Sweet dreams. Massive thank you to everyone who supports me over on Patreon. I really am so grateful for every single one of you. Like, it means the world to me that you do support me over there. And so I just want to say a huge thanks. And as you know, those of you in my mid-Orient cycle tier get a little shout out at the end of my video. So an extra special thank you to Alexander, Bastian, Belly Button, CK Blackwood, Kosikas, Hideto, Joel B, Johnny B. Good, Luigi Rinaldi, Maxi Snacks, Michael, Shane, Thomas Jack, Tim R, and T Sharp 7. Thank you all so much for what you do for me every month. I really couldn't say thank you enough. So I hope that every single one of you is in good health and gets a good night's sleep tonight.